Hello everyone, I'm Buford MC, and welcome back to another adventure in GregTech New Horizons. Today we are going to begin the LV age. So last time we finished off the steam age, and we have now moved in to the LV age. So we're going to start off in the LV age, and I've taken some time already and looked around at the quests, and there's a lot to do. Not only is there a lot to do, but there's a lot of different directions it feels like that we can go into, and I've tried to make a little bit of sense of it. So we can start making some machines. There's some more components we have to start making, and we're actually going to focus on these today. You're going to hate this. Number 1, 2, and 3 are things I want to try and focus on today, but I also want to make a machine today. It's this one here, the wire mill. This is a really important machine, but in order to actually use this machine, we need to have a way of actually getting actual power, because we can't just put steam into this like the steam machines. We need actual EU to go into this machine. So that's what we're going to start with today. We're going to set up the steam turbines that we made last time to end off the steam age, and we're going to use those in order to generate our first bit of EU and hopefully begin to get our first machine up and running today. And we're going to do a couple of other things as well. So let's get right into it. And nighttime has arrived, so let's go to sleep as well. So we've got an area over here now prepared. So you're going to probably notice that all of our steam machines have now been completely removed. And, well, they're not removed. They've actually just been moved over to here. So everything we had over there is basically over here now. It's the exact same layout it was before. In fact, we are processing some stuff. We've got a bit of rubber in here. I've been processing more raw rubber dust as well. Let's go put those away. So there we go. But over here is where we're going to house our LV machines, and I've already marked out some areas for how we're going to do this. So there are a couple of key considerations that we need to keep in mind, and I've looked at the quest that mentions these. Let's take a look. It's this one here, safety first, and it mentions a bunch of stuff in here. For example, machines don't like being out in the rain. They'll blow up, have fires, bad things will happen in the rain, so we need to have a roof over them. That's not going to be an issue for us right now. Sending too high a voltage or too many amps down a cable will cause the cable to burn up and start fires. Okay, so this is an important thing I want to mention too. So we have to keep an eye on our amperage and voltage in our cables. So this is a tin cable. It can hold 32 voltage, which is LV. So this is an LV tier kind of cable, which will work out perfectly with our turbine, which produces 32 volts or LV power. This also, though, is a 4 times tin cable, and I made these for a reason, because these are going to hold up to 4 amperage. And as far as I was able to understand it, these basic steam turbines are going to output 1 amperage of LV, which is 32 volts. These two combined would be 64 volts at 2 amps. So that's how we're going to have to work with this. I couldn't just put these connected, I think, to 1 times tin cable, because they would actually burn up that way. Now, the reason I've gone for 4 is I would like eventually, I think, to have 4 steam turbines. For now, I'm going to go with 2, but eventually we'll have 4, and we'll already have the tin cables up to 4, which will be good to go. So that should be good. So that's what we were talking about here, and yeah, it mentions that stuff about the generator that supplies 1 amp, can feed multiple machines. So that's kind of what I took from all of this. Now, we also need to keep an eye on the loss per meter per amperage, I guess, which is 1 EU per volt, which I'm guessing is every single one of these cables, we lose 1 kind of voltage. So let's kind of install these first, and we'll kind of go through that. Let's jump down here for now. So I've set up the steam pipe down here now, and we're going to put these two right here, and this is in the middle for that reason. I want to try and minimize the kind of volt loss. So we're going to put these here, and the output for the EU, I believe, is going to be on this little dot here. So we want that facing up. And now we're going to have to head back up, and we're going to put in these tin cables. So I've already marked out where these are going to go, and these are going to start by coming out from right here. They'll be just fine because we've already gone over. These are LV cables. They can hold up to 4 amps. We're only giving it 2 right now. So it can hold 2 more of these generators. And let's go ahead and put these in here. And put these in right there. So we've got already some spots for machines. Of course, we don't actually have the machines just yet. We will at some point. But now, if we take a look at this, you're going to notice we have a couple of generators here. So the loss per cable, as far as I'm able to understand it, every cable we have, it loses 1 EU. So from this one right here, we lose 1 EU, and then we lose another one. So I'm guessing from here, it's 31 EU we get out of this one. If a machine was to go connected to this cable, at least. It does one here. We would get 30 EU. This one's 29, this one's 28, this one's 27. And then, of course, it'd be the same thing on this side because we've got another one here. Now, of course, there's 2 of these as well. So these could actually, I guess, work together as well. That's why we'd be able to power more machines at once. That's why I went with 2 of them, because we're going to have quite a bit of machines. In fact, I'm thinking we're probably going to have machines all along here, probably all the way along this end as well is what I'm thinking, but we'll see, because there's a lot of LV machines we're going to have to make at some point, I assume. So let's go ahead then and make our first one, which is going to be the wire mill, because we need to get more wires. So let's take a look at that. So there's a quest here. And we're going to make the basic wire mill. This will be our first LV machine because this is going to help us a lot. Wires are quite expensive. We have to make the plates, which we use the forge hammer for right now. Now, we're going to get the bending machine. I can't do that one just yet. We got to get a couple of things to make that. That quest isn't unlocked yet. So, we'll probably get that one next time. But today, we'll focus on getting the wire mill. And to make that, we just need a couple of basic things. Some tin cables, some electric motors, some circuits, and the LV machine hull. Now, you'll probably notice I've actually moved our work tables around, and I put them all kind of along this side here. We had them over here, at least this one here. This is a brand new one, actually, which we're now making the various LV components, and we're going to add to this today as well, I think. So, I put these over here just so we've got all of our work tables kind of nice in a row here. So we've got our tool one here. This is for circuits. This one here is for the basic kind of LV components. We've got motors, casings, the machine holes, and we're going to add to this today as well. So we need to go ahead and make the stuff we need for the wire mill. And what we needed was 4 electric motors. I've already made a couple more of these. We need 2 circuits, and we need a machine hole as well. And I think it was 2 cables. And we need 2 circuits, I believe. Yep. And let's go ahead then and make our first actual LV machine. Basic wire mill. And that should be a quest there. Perfect. Alright, so this is quite good. We've got our wire mill. Now, this is going to help us a lot. Like I said, we're going to be able to make wires with this. And basically, let's take a look. All we need to do... Well, that might not be the best way to look at it. Let's just look at... well, we use a lot of copper wires and tin wires. So, if we look at the uses for tin ingots, I think we go to the wire mill. We are going to get 2 1x tin wires from 1 tin ingot, which is quite good. We don't have to go through the plates anymore and the wire cutter stuff. It's just direct wires from ingots, which is really, really good. And we're going to need a lot, I think, of tin and copper wires going forward. So we're going to need those for quite a few things. In fact, the motors already use 4 copper wires, 2 tin cables, which is rubber added on, and then some iron stuff. But yeah, we're going to need that. And let's go ahead and set this up and see if we can get this thing working. So, another thing we need to keep an eye on as well is how much power this uses. So, this uses 4 EU per tick, which is hardly anything. So, we're going to put this one on the end here, since it doesn't really take a whole lot of EU draw from our turbines. When we consider the amount of loss over the cable, we can afford to put this here. At least that's how I'm looking at it. So we're going to put it on the end here, and we're going to put it in, and we should be able to start putting these ingots in. Now, before I do that, I want to take a look and see if we can get some sort of an output chest at least. I'll just use a normal chest for the moment. Now, the other good thing about these electric machines is I believe we should be able to... Yes, auto-output these. So, first of all, these things don't need an actual steam output like the steam machines do. Instead, they have item auto-output, which I believe we can set by right-clicking on the side. I think we're going to want it on the back side here. And actually, how I want to do this is... Let's just put you... I don't really need to put the pipe along the back. I'm going to put tin pipes along the back. I don't need to really do it like that, because for now I could just do it like this. But we're going to have multiple machines, and I'm planning to have an item pipe along the back that feeds into the back. So we'll do it that way for now. And because of the way these machines work, I think we can get away with the small tin item pipes. Because it's not 1 item every 4 seconds, it's 1 stack. So I think we can get away with something like this. And And that should hopefully work. We'll put that in, and well, let's see. Let's kind of hide the pipes. Well, we'll keep it for now, actually. It doesn't look too bad for now. I was going to put some sort of plates on these, but let's let this kind of build up over time, because we're going to be adding a ton of machines over the next little while over to these. Next couple of episodes, machines are going to start piling up over here, and probably on that wall, too. So, all we need to do now is we need to put some of these ingots in, and actually, I think we need to set a circuit for this as well. There was a quest about that somewhere, I believe. Maybe it was one of the ones that was over... Yeah, it was something over here, circuit programming. But anyways, I think the point of that is that we need to set a circuit for this to actually work. Yes, circuit 1, and that's going to be here in this ghost circuit slot. So we set that to 1, put our tin ingots in, and off we go. Our first usage of EU. And we should get our things. They should just go straight in, yeah. So it goes directly into the chest pretty much. It's coming out of this pipe here, and yeah, quite good. And I just heard a Enderman or something. Yep, hello. Let's take you out. Ooh, dropped a couple of things there, didn't you? Ink sac. Miniature red heart. Interesting. Alright, so looks like this thing is working quite well. And yeah, this is coming along. We're getting our tin wires now at a much faster rate. In fact, let's put that copper in as well. So we can do that, and this is going to go ahead and start working on making some tin and copper. So we are going to need that, I think, for a couple of things, because the next thing I want to do today as well is get these. You're going to hate this number 1, number 2, and number 3, because these are some LV components that we need to make, and I want to get these. These are going to need a couple of things, so I'm going to let that one for a couple of minutes, and we're going to go check out something else quickly as well, because there has been a couple of interesting, well, an interesting thing I've discovered recently I wanted to show. So let's go to sleep as well, because nighttime just creeped up on us once again. The days go by very quickly in this pack, I will say. So let's put that away there, and let's go over to our kitchen area. So, I have continued working, well, I've not worked too much on it, but I discovered something interesting about one of the foods, and what I've been trying to do is, obviously, one of the side quests I've been working on is trying to eat all of the different foods in the pack. So if we go to our not yet eaten section here of the NEI, we've got a decent amount left to go. We've still got to find some food from some of the trees still, but we're doing pretty well. A lot of these foods we're doing quite well on. But I had discovered a couple of hidden foods. For example, I discovered the hidden marshmallow, which we get from loot bags. And by the way, we now have the 3 loot bags we need to get the dessert one, which is what I was looking for. Let's see, this one here, loot bag dessert. We just need to put an assembler, otherwise we'd have to get 6 to do the quest. But this all came from tomato farming I was doing. So with this, we actually get this very hidden food, which is this Denzil's marshmallow thing, which looks pretty powerful. I'm really interested to see what this does, but I'm mostly interested in it just to get more overall hearts from foods. That's the main reason I'm doing this. But as you can see, that's the only thing you get from this loot bag, so it's quite good. And it's a hidden thing because you don't see it here. I've got not yet eaten. You don't see that anywhere. Now, since then, I've discovered a couple of other foods, actually, that you can't find either. For example, I actually found out that this one here, the Haute Cuisine loot bag, actually has a hidden food item. This one here, which is called Quantum Bread. Actually, sometimes it's called Sliced Quantum Bread. I'm not sure if that's another different food or not, but this is one we can get at a low chance. I think it's the rarest one from this one, but I don't know what this is, to be honest. It doesn't give you much, but apparently the only way you can make it is by using a crazy amount of EU in a slicer with bread. So this is probably the best way we can get it from this loot bag, but it's something I found out. It's an interesting thing, so I'm going to have to get more of these. For now, I'm going to save these so we can get the dessert one. But then I found something else. So I was just taking a bit of a peek in the refrigerator. I was taking a look at the cooking table. I was just seeing what we had available, and then I found this, Glowshroom Stew. Now, I've made glowshroom stew before. It's just a combination of the various glowshrooms that you find in the nether. Let's see, these ones right here, the green glowshroom, purple glowshroom, and blue glowshroom. And here we go, glowshroom stew. I've already eaten it. Now, this is showing 3 different types of glowshroom stew that you can't actually see here. You just see the one here. If I look it up, there it is. You just use the glowshrooms and a bowl. Now, I discovered something very interesting about these. If you look at the uses for the glowshrooms themselves, you get something very different. You get the Glowshroom Stew, this one, you get this one, and then you get these other ones, and you can see these are said not yet eaten. This one says eaten. This one's not yet eaten, and not yet eaten. So what's strange is if you try to make these, it just makes this one. You always only get this one. However, I discovered something very interesting. So let's take these out right here. I've got 3 bowls, and I've got 3 of each Glowshroom, and come over to this work table here. So I found a little bit. I don't know if this is the way you're meant to make these, but this is the only way I was able to actually do it. If I put the bowl in here, I put these in, I can cycle between the different types of Glowshrooms. Now, if I tried to click on it through this thing here, it just makes the normal one. If I try to craft it any other way, it just makes the normal one, this one here. But this way, I was actually able to make one of them. So I already made this one here, which gave us this weird bowl. Now, I figured out, I think these come from the different types of, like, nether trees or something. We actually did that a while ago, too. But anyways, we can go ahead and actually make this one here, which I've not yet eaten. And I did check, and I did do some tests on this, and actually, sometimes it glitches out, stops it. So I have to put the bowl back in like that. And then we'll make the blue one. Yep, and then I have to put the bowl back in like that. And then I'll make, well, I'm not sure what color that is. Looks kind of turquoise, greenish. Let's do that one. And what I've discovered is I actually tested this as well with the food journal. Let's take a look at that as well. And I did test, these do count. As far as I'm aware, these do count towards the actual food journal in the new hearts. So we've got 24 into our next heart. We'll go ahead and take a bite of these. In fact, I need to get a little bit more hungrier, so let's go ahead and do that. There we go, and we'll go ahead and take a bite out of these. These do give you, I think, like night vision, some stuff, but there we go. And if we take a look now, we get these different bowls. If we take a look at our food journal now, yep, we're down to 15. So we got a couple of different new foods right there. So that was just something interesting I discovered. I was very interested to kind of just share that because it was a little weird in order to make these, and they don't even show up, but yeah, that's kind of some hidden foods. Now, all of this kind of hidden food stuff I've been finding is very interesting, and it makes me wonder if there's any other hidden food. So if you know anything else, please let me know, because I'd be very interested to see that. And, you know, who knows? But anyways, let's go ahead and let me put these away quickly, and then we should go ahead and make some of the other stuff that I wanted to do. Let's put you, I think, yep, I actually had one of those already. And we'll go ahead and put that dirt in the barrel for dirt. Alright, so we should have those wires made up. We're still working on this. Done with the tin. Yeah, we got a lot of wires. Look at that. This is awesome. I love this machine already. The bending machine's going to be fun to have as well. Alright, so what we're going to make next is I want to get done with these quests here, which they called You're Gonna Hate This. We're going to do number 1, number 2, and number 3. And I'm a big fan of doing things in order, so we're going to do them sequentially. Let me just bookmark these as well quickly. And I will also point out that there's actually more than these 3. There's also You're Gonna Hate This number 4, which is actually gated behind the piston one. The electric piston, which is number 3. And then there's also a 5 and 6, but for those we need Certus quartz, and I don't think I have that yet. At least I don't think I have enough. I might have 1 or 2. I might actually be able to finish that quest, but I don't think I have. I haven't found one of these yet. At least I don't think. Maybe I have. I might not have accessed it yet, because those are in the nether, this vein. So I've taken a look at those quests. But yeah, so we're going to do these 3. Maybe this one. We'll take a look at that one when we get that one unlocked. But we're going to start with number 1. We'll go in order. And we'll just make a couple of them. And I want to make them in the work table as well, since we're going to need a lot of these, I think. So, the conveyor module is the first one we need to make. And we've already got one of these. In fact, these things are not just going to be used for machines, but they're also going to be used for covers to help us move things like items or fluids. This one doesn't do anything. But let's start with the conveyor module. So, we're going to need to get some rubber sheets, I believe. Electric motors and tin cables, and this is where you really need to start piling up on some motors. We're gonna, at least for today, I think we'll go ahead and just make 2 of each. I'm gonna need way more, but, you know, we don't have full-on machines that can get things fully cheap. I need that bending machine soon, but we'll get there eventually. But let's make this one first. Should be able to just do that. And we should be able to make 2 of these. There we go. 2 of those. That got an achievement knocked out. Get some fireworks. Alright, so we got that one knocked out. And we'll put that in there. Now we need to make the pump. This one's going to be a bit more complicated. So we need a couple of things. Tin rotors, tin screws. Oh, we got some tin screws there. Oh, we got some tin rotors as well. Perfect. So I made those already. I'll put those in there. I don't know if we're going to have enough space for all of this because there's a lot of items that are going to go in here. I might have to move the You're Going to Hate These ones into another work table maybe. Maybe that's something I might want to do. But for now, I'm going to try and put it all in here. So we're going to need... What else do we need? Oh, we need bronze fluid pipes. Got some of those in here. What else? We need... Oh, we do need a screwdriver and we need some rubber rings. Okay, we'll take a look at that. Let me make a screwdriver for this. Oh, we're missing some rods in there. Let's go ahead and pick up a couple of those. Throw those in there. And put you in there. Perfect. So we'll put that one there. And now we should... Nope, we need the rubber wings. I forgot about that. So how do we make that? Ah, you just put a knife and a rubber sheet. Anything else we can use? Nope, we don't have any of those. Do I have a knife in here? Yep, I do have a knife. Alright, so let's go ahead then and make... Oh, I don't know, 16? There we go. 16 rubber rings. Perfect. Put that in there. Alright, I think we're going to have to move these out. We'll keep the motor since we need them. But I'll hold on to these. Maybe put these in this chest here for now. Yeah, it might not be a bad idea because we're not going to have enough space. There's way too much stuff already going in there. Alright, so that should be everything now to make the pump we need. How many can we get? Oh, we're missing the wrench. Oh, no, we're not. Oh, that's weird, isn't it? Why is that not working? Oh, that's really odd, isn't it? I've got it set for all inventories. Actually, if it works actually if I've got it in my inventory. Maybe it's confused because I've got a wrench already in my inventory. Okay, so let's set this to internal. Oh, that's really weird, isn't it? Okay, let's reset that again. Let's try that one more time. That was strange. Okay, that looks... Well, no. Does he work? I'm trying to click it. Doesn't... That is really odd. Oh, that's set to play inventory. My bad. Okay, now it works. There we go. Okay, that was a little weird, wasn't it? Alright, well, we got the electric pump made up now, which is perfect. Let me put these wires away. I forgot to do that already. And also, nighttime just crept up again on us, so let's go to sleep. So I'm not sure why that pump was acting... Well, it was the work table, I'm guessing. But anyways, we got there. We got that made up. I do want to make a second one, so there's the second one we made. And we'll put these over here for now. And then, let's go ahead and make ourselves the electric piston, which is going to need a couple more things. Some steel rods and some small steel gears. Gonna need some stuff for that. Well, we can make... let's make 10 for now. And we'll put these back in here. I'm really liking how organized I've got this now. It's way, way better than it was before. I think I've said that before, but I should have done that a long time ago. So we'll put the... I think we needed rods and these in here. And we should be able to go ahead and make that. And there we go. 2 pistons. Lock all of these. And that should knock that out. Surprised we didn't get any fireworks for that one. We got them for the other 2. And there we go. So we got those knocked out. We've got those 2 made up. And let's take a look at the quests. So yep, that... Oh, that's unlocked a lot more quests, actually. We do have the bending machine already. But I think we'll save that one for next time. Oh, we could do the robot arm. Oh, we need a circuit for that one. And a piston. And, oh, this is expensive right here. Alright, well, I'll tell you what. Let's go ahead and give it a shot. Why not? We can try and make that. So let's see, where is that at? It's right here. And we need a piston, motors. Okay. Only thing I need to put in is a piston. Alright, we'll just make one of those for now, because that's actually quite expensive to make. In fact, let's make another piston. Make a piston there, put that there, and I need to grab a circuit from you. And soon I'll be able to just make a whole bunch of these things, but let's go ahead. There we go. Just like that one robot arm. Oh, that one got us some fireworks. So there we go. You're going to hate this. Number 4 has been knocked out, and we'll just add that over to this area here. So there we go. We got the first 4 you're going to hate this quest knocked out. Ooh, that gives me a couple of things. So, all right, let's take a quick look at the quest rewards. So we've got a couple of these quests knocked out. We've actually unlocked a lot of quests as well. Avengers Assemble. That's the assembling machine. So a lot of machines already getting unlocked here. But let's just look at the quest rewards you've already unlocked. Gonna get some loot bags, some coins. Ooh, we get some rubber sheets for that one. This one, ooh, large steel fluid pipes. Okay, that's actually quite good. Piston one gives us normal pistons, it looks like. That's not a bad thing to get. We're getting a lot of loot bags as well. And this one gives me 2 electronic circuits. That's quite good, isn't it? Another loot bag as well. Alright, so let's put these circuits away in here. I'll put the rubber sheets. Those can go in there for now. And put the pipes in the pipe chest. There we go. And pistons, I believe, go in here. Put the coins over here, and we'll go ahead, open up the loot bags, and then I think we'll call it an episode. What was that noise? I saw a zombie just now, didn't I? It sounded awfully close. That's kind of weird, isn't it? Can't tell if he might be in the water there or not. Maybe he's down here, but I'm pretty sure I torched all this up. Well, we'll leave him be for now. Alright, so let's go ahead then and end off and open up these loot bags we just got. And then I think we'll call it an episode. So let's see what we get. These are LV loot bags, so hopefully we'll get some pretty good stuff. Ooh, okay. So we got some circuit boards. That's going to be good for circuits. Wooden minecart hole. And, ooh, what's that? An apiary from forestry. That's going to be interesting. I think that's going to be for bees. That's something we'll have to get into at some point. Leather tunic's not too good. Let's put those up there for now. 3 more to go. Creeper head, another leather tunic. Ooh, what's that? Basic farmer, and this is a, ooh, vanadium steel hammer. That seems like quite a good one, doesn't it? Alright, last loot bag for today. Ooh, what's that? Golden lasso. And we got, ooh, it got a vanadium steel wrench as well. Which is significantly better than what we currently have. Even though they're both tier 3, that one is 51,000. This is 190. Wow, okay. So that's quite good, actually. So we've got some interesting stuff. But this golden lasso, what is this? How do you make that? It's an assembler. What's this? Are you frustrated by trying to lead cows and sheep around using wheat? Right-click on any passive mob with the golden lasso and it will be magically stored inside. Then right-click on the ground to re-release it. Ah, interesting. Okay, so we can move things around with this, I'm guessing. Wonder if you can move around like the golem. Can you do that? Oh, you can. Iron golem. Can I place him back? Ah, interesting. Okay, so this is an interesting thing we just made here. Not made, but we got it. But yeah, alright, that's quite good. So yeah, interesting start here to the LV age. But yeah, we got some interesting stuff already. And we've set up our first LV machine. There's going to be a lot more to come. And very soon I'm going to have to make a whole bunch of LV components. I'm going to have to really start mass producing those, I think. Lots of stuff to do. Lots more to come. And yeah, we're going to get into it. Lots to do. So, I hope you enjoyed this episode. And I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.